That's exactly right as we start the last quarter. Thanks, Liam. And a bit of holding on to Daniel Kerr. So that won't help matters for Brisbane.
Rain's back on him.
Lynch made the first lead down there. And that's, well, he goes wide and short. It was an interesting call. Good defensive effort from Rich.
It was a tied kick, wasn't it?
It was. First 10 minutes here are so important for the home team. They need to get the crowd back involved, get on the scoreboard.
Gee, a smart play by Brown.
Wasn't it good?
Yeah, held the ball long enough to get it out to Polkinghorne. Now here's Merritt. Need to grit the teeth and somehow get the ball to Boone. He got some help in the end, and that's all that matters. Just on the ground, it's a goal to green.
Oh, the sub.
Instant impact.
Good call, though, Hutto, because Jonathan Brown, he did everything he could. He was under enormous pressure. He was tackled, but he got some height on the handball. Here it is. He gets some height over there. What that allows is Polkinghorne to run onto it, and then he can kick long. Merritt was unlucky. He got the couple of metres on him. It just didn't quite get the bounce. The big fella Glass tackled him. And then here comes the super sub and gets a goal. Good start for the young fella.
Well, the two big guys kept it alive. Brown kept it alive at half forward. Merritt kept it alive deep in the forward line. Green capitalises.
That could be the spark that ignites them. Kerr came through. Almost another free.
Could have.
Natanui, Rosa, all having their crack at it. Hams tries to lay a tackle, but it's Rich. Kick only goes as far as Waters. For a moment, I thought he was going to turn and kick off his right foot, but that certainly wasn't going to happen. Finds Hearn outside, so both their big kickers involved in this passage of play. Hearn could launch it long to full forward if he so chooses. He doesn't, though. Goes as short as you like. And it's Brennan. Glass decides the time to go is now. And Hearn can carry that with ease. Can kick that with his eyes closed, Hearn. He's put it through.
They love kicking it short and finding the target. That's why they have more marks than anyone else in the competition, and they're the best at their disposal efficiency because they hit the targets. They love getting Hearn and Waters free, and they do it better than anyone. And as you see there, as you said, Hutto could have kicked it with his eyes closed. He did a beautiful kick from outside 50. Probably a fair bit easier with them open, but he kicked the goal, and good response from West Coast.
What weaponry they have at their disposal, the West Coast Eagles, with Hearn and also Waters coming off that half-back flank. It's a great luxury. Oh, what about Natanui and his athleticism in the air? Selwood had a bit of a swing and a miss. Marston carves a bit of a path for himself. Finds Prentice as the outlet. Could have gone short, but decided to go a little bit more direct towards goal. Great desperation shown by Maguire. He's tried hard all day, but Darling with some assistance from Hams. Into the pocket to Lynch. Out of bounds.
Good run there by Marston as well. He was involved in the ball in the middle and then run forward to be involved again with Darling. So good work ethic there by Marston.
Natanui. Hams. Oh, that was touch. It's high. It's high. And it looked high too.
They can't argue with that. That was another free kick, and we said Kerr could have got one as well. So Brisbane just need to be careful with their intent's great, but they've just got to execute the skill. Yeah.
Don't get Dermot Brereton starting on that one, fellas.
I think that one was there, Pickers.
I think it might have been too. Even if you're a little fella, you still can't get tackled around the head. Sorry, Hutto.
He fits that category. Here's Hams to stretch it out to 20. See how his kicking skills are like. That's pretty good. It's very good.
What does it come down to the impact from the subs? Both subs have kicked the goal early in this last quarter. Hams has been lively because of the fact that he's just come onto the ground. And we'll see here getting involved around the clearance. Ball bobbles out, coming in, and gets a high tackle from Maguire.
Sloppy. Very sloppy.
And a nice finish. Gives them good breathing space.
We know with those injuries they've copped in the forward 50, Really, we thought that could be a problem for them, but we know Hill, we've talked a lot about Hill, but Hams has been a really good player for them too as well, hasn't he, this year? And forced his way back into the team again. Prentice takes them wide. Rosa, there's a lot to like about these Eagles. Hams on the left, releases to Lynch. So many different components to their forward line. We know Kennedy's still to come back.
If you drop off the pressure in the midfield, the West Coast Eagles will kill you because they'll use the ball better, they'll put it out in front and they'll hit their target. So Brisbane have got to continue to make sure that the ball carrier doesn't have too much time and space so he can execute the skill.
Lynch.
Look at that, nothing a defender can do for that.
Not going to be a goal. Natanui comes late. Still alive. No, it's already through for behind.
Did I barrack then? It's a goal. I thought it was a kick off the ground to Hams.
Pollock into Maguire. He came with instructions, and those instructions were, just hang on a sec. Don't go doing anything too impetuous at this stage. Maguire out to Zorko, but Schofield will be able to knock that one away comfortably enough. Hams was outsized that time. Zorko needed some reinforcements. Got them.
Again.
Rockcliffe. They worked the extra pretty well until there. Shepherd. He's got teammates further afield. Rosa wasn't perfect, but the West Coast will settle on that. Force the throw in on the wing. They lead by 21 points here at the Gabba. Sunny day. It's turned into a beautiful afternoon. Crowd of just under 16,000.
Let's keep an eye on the Lions here. They need to dig deep. They've played well for most of this game today.
We've got some numbers
still well
here.
And truly in it.
They can launch from here. Rockcliffe, they've got to use their teammates well. Pollock couldn't really find a clean way out. Lester shows a bit of zip. Takes it across. Drummond. Kick two. This is just beyond his range. Or is it? He decides to give it an old heave-ho.
No.
And it got there for his third.
Well, got back off the marker, identified an open goal square, and then launched that left foot. He's had 24 today, going at 84% by foot. 3 goals. And it was a nice little chip here. They needed to kick there. Another handball would have been turned over. It would have put pressure on anyway. And that's a good kick. Long kick. They're back in it.
He's a marvellous player. His career has been impeded too many times by injury. Both he and Adcock, when they're in this Brisbane team, just give them that experience and strength and long kicking out of defence. Maybe the Brisbane Lions can come again. Brown, he's got it. Oh, how big's this kick?
Well, that's the clearance you're asking for, Root. That's where the pressure needs to come back on, and they're able to get a clean one that time.
Yeah, West Coast have dominated the clearances since half-time. They're 5-2 this quarter, and I think it is 17 to 10 since half-time in favour of West Coast. So they have got in top of that area. Brandy needs to kick this goal.
So Jonathan Brown's afternoon has 11 disposals, 6 marks, and no goals. It's not often that Jonathan Brown is held goalless. We know that. He knows that. And that's why he's a champion. That's why he's a superstar. They're still in this.
Oh, Jono said he'd lift, and he's kicked the captain's goal, Jono. It was like you kicked it up here in the commentary box. You're right behind him. You drove it home.
Oh, we love it. Jonathan Brown. Last 2 goals for the Brisbane Lions. That was a good clearance, quick kick in, but being the champion forward, he is playing in front, protected the drop zone, takes a good mark, and then a classic finish, a classic Jonathan Brown finish.
Well, he let out a mighty roar from the Lion captain. It's back to 9 points. They've got a sniff. Cox gets the tap. Where's the release? Which way is it going to go? Merritt, look at that. Just forceful. Just get it in there and see what happens. Fluky bounce. Glass contained in the pocket. Green looking for the free for deliberate. Pye says no. Glass comes up a bit sore.
All of a sudden, the pressure will come on the West Coast Eagle here. Vossi's got a smile up. He's happy. He's confident.
Brown with the acrobatics. Rich found a way. Ekes it towards goal. It gets there. Amazing stuff.
Well, here we go. It's game on at the Gabba, and another clearance, another goal from a stoppage for the Brisbane Lions. Jonathan Brown got one from a centre clearance moments ago, and that's just throw the boot at it. A bit of a drop kick from Daniel Rich, but the strength of his leg got it home. There we go, look at that.
Real change of fortune here. We didn't see it coming, I have to say. 3 or 4 minutes ago, it looked like it was how far West Coast. It's back to 3. It's a ripping contest now. Crowd right involved. Look at the determination of the Lions. Predisto has the response. Kick shut down quickly. Rains goes hard. Hudson, Rockcliffe. They're away again, the Lions, up to half forward. Hearn playing in front of Zorko. Outnumbered. Ball close to the line, being tracked by Brown. They can use his opponent here, McKenzie, but there's nothing for him. Just totally bereft of options, so he kicks as far as he can. It was a well-placed ball for Marston, who had to respond. He did. Rosa, careful with the kick, but this is not over yet. Golby went to ground. Hams trying to hit it to his own advantage, and now to his teammate, Swift. Oh, again, they've got numbers to the footy, the Lions, and that is telling. That's great stuff off half-back. Adcock finds Hudson.
They found something there, Brisbane.
Oh, they have.
They need to work out a way to get in front, though. It's all right to come back from 20-odd points down.
Drummond.
But now this is the play.
Finding his own path. McKeever into the loose. Rains to half forward. Brown, he's ready if it hits the turf. It never did.
This is where they've got to be a bit careful here, Brisbane. They're bringing the ball in. Bo Waters has got dropped off as the loose man in defence, so they need to round him up.
West Coast not finding it that easy, though, to move the ball. Just being stymied a little. Rosa didn't like what he saw ahead.
Well, it was good work by Merritt to come over and stop the handball over the top to Maston.
Yep, and you can see the result now. Hanley off one step. Brown, he'll take this. No, good work, Rosa. Really diligent stuff. And they work it across that last line.
Well, I'll tell you what, McKenzie
Nothing
was
for
very
Gaff.
lucky his teammate helped him out then.
There was nothing at all for Gaff. Cox digs deep about 50 metres ahead, but he decides on a different path. Waters, it's all about the recovery here. Drummond was the first to respond. He's gone. Had to be holding the ball.
Why don't they pay that? He had
That's
plenty
astonishing.
of time, and he just tackled and dropped the ball. I don't understand that rule.
This here, time to dispose.
I mean,
He's holding the ball.
That's crazy.
I'll tell you what, that was one of the weakest attempts to shepherd I've ever seen from McKeever. Very disappointing to allow his teammate to get tackled.
Well, they've got away with it. Rockcliffe for Green. Oh,
Just
and
had
it's
to say-
out of bounds again.
It's almost like it's a directive to the umpires that even if they don't get rid of it properly, just let it play on
I think
to
they-
keep the game moving.
Saying it was hit out of the
Hit out
of the
in-
hand
in
rather than
the-
the tackle, but I mean, he had the prior
Enough
opportunity
time.
and he was tackled. The ball kicked into the 50. Brennan, the reinforcement, the extra number. You can feel the excitement as Buick gets it out. Here's Green, time to steady and time to nail the goal. They're in front, the Lions. They're inspired.
Well, how good's this? Did not see this coming. West Coast got off to a good start. Brownie's fired him up. He's their inspirational leader. Kicked a great goal. Green's come on as the sub and it's just put a bit of spark on.
Look at that.
The little redhead. He said, I want to kick a couple of goals and get involved.
Look at that.
Yeah, look at that. We're in front. Come on, let's knock them off.
You like that, Roo?
Oh, how good is that, Roo?
You love the subs coming on and maximising their opportunities.
All right, now it's back to you, West Coast. Kerr with a cracker-like kick to half forward. Hams did well, got to his feet quickly. Smart response from the Eagles, but that is holding the ball. That has to be holding the ball. Redden, wonderful tackle. And Brisbane at the moment just surging with adrenaline.
They've had 7 inside 50s for 5 goals, Brisbane, in this quarter.
Golby You can't keep that sort of conversion up. Buick kicks it out of bounds on the full.
So they've got to work to find a man now, the Brisbane Lions. Can't sit back on the heels and wait for someone else.
Well, West Coast still coming. I mean, you know that they're a super side, West Coast Eagles. They won't just cop this. They'll be fighting back.
Still plenty of time.
Watch Natanui.
Kerr. Natanui from behind here. Could have been a free.
Well done, Hudson.
Crowd thought it was. Umpire begs to differ. Rockcliffe tries to find the line. Hearn kept it going. Full forward. Dangerous stuff. And it's over and out. Now to throw in.
They've defended well all day, haven't they? The Brisbane Tolls have, before the game, though, they just looked undermanned. But Vossi said they've been good, and they've been excellent today, not good.
So
62 tackles to 49 in favour of Brisbane. It set them up from the start of the game.
Swift tries to hold Rockcliffe off. There's no getting out of there. It's a ball up. Still plenty of time remaining. 10 minutes 40 on the clock. Some respite for the boys on the bench.
Well, Rose has drifted off the back of this stoppage, looking for either the quick kick out so they can repel. Green's working over to make it 2-on-1.
Hudson, Cox. Selwood only had a split second to sum it up, and he got the roll. He got the roll he needed, and they're back in front.
Well, you're spot on, Root. You said they wouldn't lay down in this game, and that's a good response out of a stoppage to get that goal. It was a smart goal by Selwood. You see, you're trying to block for Kerr, and more often than not, the guy who blocks does get out, and he was able to there. Gets a nice bounce in the goal square, as we see, and
good
just
bounce.
misses the post.
Great
It's a good
bounce.
goal.
"19 disposals and one crucial goal for Scott Selwood, and West Coast are back in front. Wonderful afternoon at the footy at the Gabba. Hope you're enjoying the action around Australia. Out of the middle, they come crunching through. Kerr left it behind. It's rugby stuff. He's got a free. No, it's. What is it? It is a free to West Coast.
Yeah.
He was dumped. I think he was dumped in the tackle, the umpire's deemed there.
He did point the wrong way to start the umpire, then changed it up.
I always think when he points the wrong way, the umpire should call time on and allow the team to get back in their position. Because it's such a penalty. It really is.
20-12, the free kicks for the day, boys, in favour of the West Coast Eagles.
That hasn't gone unnoticed by the crowd here either.
You're listening into your route.
3 points the difference here. Ball back in play. Natanui, Merritt. Natanui got it down. Gaff couldn't quite get to it. They inch closer to goal.
Bit of gut running required by both sides. Now, we said they were tied just before three-quarter time.
Natanui hacks it in there. They all go to ground. Hill's going to tackle here. McKeever felt the heat. Getting up quickly, Darling. Ducked into that. The umpire says it's a ball up.
Good umpiring.
Was.
I like that rule now. If the player goes in head first, still can grab them over the shoulder if they dive into you.
Darling pleading for the free.
As we see here by Maguire.
You just get nervous for the Lions around this part of the ground with a stoppage.
Well, it's so close to goal. They're swarming in. Pritis looking for someone to dish it to. Hams likewise knew he would have to release it. It's another ball up. Tiring physical clashes. What impact is that having? So deep, so close to goal. Cox, Selwood and Rosa. Quickly getting some refreshments to get out there again. Back into battle. And what a struggle it is, so close to goal. Cox gets it down. Hill can't find a way. Hanley, and we'll do it all again. Clock only going down by a couple of seconds at a time with these stoppages. Crowd of just over 15,000 at the Gabba. Boundary umpire wastes no time. Natanui brings it again. They're back in motion. Pritis looking for an eagle jumper. Natanui on the outside. Swift back in the team today, and he strikes. What a goal! The game has just broken open in this last quarter. I mean, we're still seeing some stoppages, but some tired boys, and Natanui has an impact.
He does. Good work by the big fellow there. He followed it up. We'll have a look here. Pritis gets his hands on the ball, gets it out, but Natanui followed up, run straight through. And Swift was a very tight angle for a drop punt, but he got the goal. Well done, young fella. And we said they'd come back. It's now 9 points, so it's Brisbane's turn to respond. They need to win this clearance and give Brownie another chance.
So what a last quarter. 5 goals to 4. And we're only at the 20-minute mark. It's going to be a long quarter too. Still 9 minutes of playing time remaining. Prittis doing the hard work, but it's Rich with the breakaway. It's deep, enough to make any defender nervous. Selwood turned around. Was there a free? No. Waved on by the umpire. Green brings it back. Zorko! The magician's taken the mark, Jono. You're his biggest fan.
I do like the Zorko. He's...
What about his mum and dad?
Okay, you're his second biggest fan.
Yes.
This is a huge kick for a young man.
It is. And Green involved again. He's been lively deep. He missed one early, Zorko, from a similar angle.
Just his 4th game of AFL football. It's there. And they're still in it.
Well, the centre clearance went in favour of Brisbane there, and they need another one now. They got that one. They got it down to their forward line when it was uncongested. 101 footy. We have a look here. Hudson's been good all day. Redden out to Rich. Rich has been good in this last quarter. Had a quiet third quarter, but that beautiful long left foot. McGrath's been gallant, really. He's been injured all day, but he stayed out there. And Green has been everything you want out of a sub. Well done, Green. Well done to this fella, though. He's injecting some speed into this side, which is what they need.
Well, Hudson out of the ruck now. Merritt in. Hudson needed a rest. So he can come back on in the last 5 or so minutes of play to try and have an impact. 10th
goal of the final term. It's an exhilarating passage of play, and there's still 8 minutes to go. Brisbane controlling the footy here. They've got it out to half-back. Quick kick, Leicester. Saw the smart lead from Buick, spilt the beans, but Schofield had already conceded it pretty much. Goes back into the traffic. Leicester backs himself to get out. Can't. Marston hesitated for a moment. Now he's got Hill going for him. He wants to retreat. Back to Marston. They get themselves organised. Spearing ball into the pocket. No good. And the mark taken by Maguire. Is that 50?
It is. Oh, no, hang on.
No, he's killed it himself, I reckon.
Yes, he did.
He actually borrowed the whistle and blew it.
Well, let's play on there.
He's a funny man, Goose. It's a great nickname too.
Adcock.
Got to keep possession here. They've got to keep the ball on the body. They can't turn it over because they'll make him pay.
McKeever.
Got to run and create. Got to create. Can't stand still, boys.
Jonathan Brown moving now to the wing. Got to go long to him.
Does just that. And it's thumped away from Cox and over and out.
Well, great game, really, isn't it, guys? I mean, Brisbane have been challenged. West Coast have got in front. 8 inside 50s for 6 goals, Brisbane, in this last quarter.
Cox. Rockcliffe. Kerr. It's out. Is that deliberate? Oh, it's on the full. And it's going the way of Daniel Kerr. There's some discussion there as he's moved around on his angle. 7 minutes now remaining. Down the line, he's got Darling, he's got Lynch. And quietly the ball goes over and out.
How have you seen Kerr's game today, Root?
Well, he's had a very, very tight tag, so he hasn't dominated, he hasn't done a lot really, but what he has done is just kept on battling. He's had 5 disposals in this last quarter. He's had 18 for the game. He hasn't been good, he hasn't been bad, he's just been heavily tagged.
Cox.
Which is very frustrating, I might admit.
It's a good rhyme you going there.
He gets it into the 50, Cox. Bit of a lucky bounce for Darling. A real standoff in the pocket. They keep coming. Hill tried to go with it and ad-lib, but only produces a behind. It'll sneak him up to 4-point lead.
Gee, if Brisbane played like this every week, they wouldn't be. They'd have more wins than this.
Drummond. Hesitation written all over his face at the moment. He has the ability to kick it very long. He just took something off the kick, and Hudson stumbled in but didn't complete it. Selwood, nice little manoeuvre, frees up Cox into the pocket. There's a loose man everywhere. Swift, Marston took all the time he had and made sure of it. Class goal. They're a class team.
Well, I'm not sure who went in for the tackle. We'll see on replay here, but went past the contest, expecting the handball, but it was a little fumble by Selwood out on the boundary line, which kept him in possession of the ball. We see that little fumble there.
Yeah, it was Rockcliffe.
And it was Rockcliffe just went past, anticipating that Cox was going to receive the handball, and it opened it up back inside forward 50, and Marston was able to capitalise and give the Eagles a handy break with 6.5 minutes to go.
So the lead is 10 now. Marston has become a leader, really, for the Eagles. 25 disposals this afternoon. Tap down. Pritis tries to scoot through and take it with him. Goes to ground. The umpire says it's a ball up.
He's going to find another gear again, Brisbane. They've been gallant, but they just need to fire up. Look at Brownie there.
Here's the score sources in this last quarter. So Brisbane have kicked 4 goals from clearances and West Coast 3. That just underlines you guys were saying before about how important they are and the way this game's being played.